Whether you enjoyed the new Super Mario movie or not, there's one thing we can all agree on. The 1993 version is a terrifying monstrosity that should be thrown into the nearest lava pit in Lethal Lava Land. I kid you not, even the World Trade Center gets destroyed.
Look! It's Koopa's tower!
That being said, I thought it would be fun to compare the off-the-wall 1993 classic to its 2023 counterpart. If you haven't seen the new movie or just want a rundown of what happens, you can check out my Ending Explained video, which has tons of Easter eggs in it, which I'll leave a link to in the comments below. Of course, the obvious difference is that the 93 version is live action and new version animated, but a lot of people forget that the 93 version actually starts with its own animated segment depicting the extinction of the dinosaurs. You see, while the new version doesn't even attempt to explain how a pipe underneath Brooklyn, New York transports the brothers into a completely different universe, the 93 version has this whole backstory on how the meteor that killed the dinosaurs also created two parallel universes. Ours, where we evolved from monkeys, and Dino Hatton, where they evolved from dinosaurs. Believe it or not, there's no Princess Peach in this version, rather a different princess named Daisy, but unlike the game, where she's the princess of Sarasaland, here she's the rightful heir to Dino Hatton, which King Koopa has taken over. She's even born out of an egg, don't ask me how that works. This is King Koopa, played by Dennis Hopper, who surprisingly is never mentioned as Bowser throughout the film, but we'll get more into him in a bit. The Mario brothers in both movies are struggling plumbers with a lousy truck that barely gets them around the city. Both Marios have to contend with a rival business. In the animated version, it's Foreman Spike, while in the live action, it's a corrupt businessman by the name of Anthony Scapelli. Spike is also a character who appears in the live-action version, but he's one of King Koopa's cousins/henchmen. He appears alongside Iggy, another henchman who's adapted from the game. Another key difference is Mario's family. In the live-action version, Mario's family is dead, or at least that's what's implied, and Mario has to raise Luigi on his own. In the animated version, they have a big family that just doesn't approve of their struggling business, so when a huge pipe bursts in both versions, it's kind of their way to prove themselves to the world. This is where our adventure begins for both movies. In the animated version, a magical pipe acts as an interdimensional portal transporting Mario and Luigi to this new universe, while the live-action version, it's a bit more complicated. Mario and Luigi are knocked out by Spike and Iggy, who have orders from King Koopa to capture Princess Daisy and retrieve this meteorite fragment. Bowser's goal in this movie is to use the fragment to merge his world and ours so he can destroy humanity and take over as king. As we'll see in the animated movie, Bowser's goal is much more akin to the games, where he wants to marry Princess Peach. While the portal to this new dimension in the animated version is a pipe, in the live action it's this creepy wall which, when transported into, provides a truly terrifying experience when compared to its animated counterpart. In the animated version, Mario and Luigi are separated, but here the two arrive at Koopa Square in Dino Hatton, essentially the parallel version of Times Square in Manhattan. This is definitely a stark contrast to the vibrant Mushroom Kingdom we see in the new version. However, there are mushroom elements sprinkled throughout the set.
Trust the fungus.
Dino Hatton is played by a fungus that takes over the land.
The fungus is choking the city!
This fungus is said to be a curse from the former king in retaliation for being usurped by King Koopa.
That's right, he's been de-evolved into fungus, and now he's wreaking his revenge on the city.
Just like the animated version, which has tons of Easter eggs from the game, so too does Dino Hatton. We see shops like Thwomp Stompers, Bullet Bills, Kino Koopa Cinema, and Hammer Brothers Tattoos. There are even Wiggler signs on top of the taxis. In both versions, Bowser wants to stop Mario, but it's in the 93 version that he offers a 2,000 gold Koopa coin bounty for his arrest. The brothers will eventually get arrested alongside Toad. Yes, this is the live-action version of Toad, who only has about 2 minutes of screen time before he's devolved into this terrifying creature, a Goomba. A big aspect of the live-action film is evolution, or should I say devolution. Bowser has constructed this machine that can devolve its victims millions of years into the past, turning them into Goombas, basically mindless followers of King Koopa. There are Goombas in the animated version, but they're given little to no screen time and certainly don't look as terrifying as this. Mario and Luigi are able to escape King Koopas in a wild car chase. No Mario Kart style escape here, which may be because the script for the movie was written before Mario Kart was was released in 1992. There is, however, a tunnel that reads Kupahari Desert, which I thought was pretty fun. Daisy, just like Princess Peach, has a murky origin story, having been dropped off as a baby outside a nunnery. Her mother, the Queen, escaped Dino Hatton when King Koopa usurped the throne and fled to Brooklyn to save her daughter. So Daisy grew up in Brooklyn even though she's of royal blood from another dimension. Peach knows even less about her heritage, just that she was found by the Toads as a child and raised by them to become their queen. The live-action version does have a freaky-looking Yoshi, which Bowser calls a pet of the royal family. We briefly get a shot of Yoshi's in the animated version, but based on the post-credit scene, the actual green Yoshi that we've come to know and love won't appear until a sequel. One character that doesn't make an appearance in the animated version is Bertha, a bouncer at the Boom Boom Bar based on the fish introduced in Super Mario Bros. 3. Bertha is a member of the Cheep Cheep family, which is a smaller version of a fish that appears on their way to Donkey Kong. In the animated version, Mario and Luigi start off in their iconic uniforms, but it's not until 3/4 of the way through the live action that they randomly steal these from a locker. The live action version also has a character named Lena, who's not from the games at all. She acts as Bowser's right-hand man, but for the most part she's incredibly useless. So Mario and Luigi continue their adventure to save Daisy, but along the way find several other missing Brooklynite women who Koopa was kidnapping.
You must be the girls, the missing girls from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And how could I forget the mattress luge sequence? You just can't top that. So their mattress goes flying through the air and they make it right back to Dino Hatton, where King Koopa holds them at gunpoint. Fortunately, Mario uses a bullet bill, a way larger version of which can be found in the animated version, locks it into his shoe and sends Bowser flying. Now, Bowser doesn't have his trademark flame breath in this movie, so they give him this sort of flame-spitting gun. And while Luigi takes the girls back to safety in Brooklyn, Mario and Bowser have their final confrontation. But Mario has a trick up his sleeve, a ba-bomb, those small little bombs which are featured in the background in the animated version. But before it can explode, that no-good Lena tries to meld the two worlds, not knowing that only Daisy has the power to do so. Each version has both worlds colliding, but I gotta say the live-action one is far less climactic. And one of the weirdest things here is that Bowser uses his devolution gun on Scapelli, which turns him into a monkey. But instead of the surrounding crowd shrieking in terror at what just happened, everyone just laughs. Bowser then turns his gun on Mario, who puts his trust in a mushroom for some reason, which somehow devolves into a larger mushroom which shields him. Don't ask me how it works, it's completely insane. Now, this world melding only lasts for a few moments before Mario and Bowser are transported back to Dino Hatton, likely because Luigi and Daisy are meddling around with the meteor fragment that connects the two worlds. Mario uses the devolution gun on Bowser, and we get to see him in his dinosaur form, a little different than what he looks like in the animated version. Bowser continues to devolve all the way into a pile of goo, where in the animated version he's turned small and imprisoned at Peach's castle. One thing the animated version has very little of in comparison to the live action is romance, especially for Mario. In fact, it's Luigi who falls for Daisy since Mario is already dating someone named Daniela, but both versions leave the possibility open for a sequel. Just 3 weeks after saving their two worlds, Daisy comes in like,
Luigi, Mario!
Daisy!
You gotta come with me, I need your help.
I guess shit really hit the fan after Bowser left. With both versions out, I have to give my vote to the animated version as the superior Mario film. I found it more faithful to the source material and just an all-around enjoyable adventure compared to the absolute insanity of its live-action counterpart. But what did you think? Which Mario movie reigns supreme? And would you like to see Hollywood try and take a stab at another live-action remake? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to like and subscribe, and for more bad takes, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ThinkStoryYT. Until next time, remember...